What's up guys, and welcome to the Hockenheim Ring for round number 6 of the F1 2014 Senna career, back on a Friday night. Apologies for not being able to get the video up yesterday guys. I did my best, but yeah, I've had a lot on my hands this week. But I hope you guys did enjoy Silverstone, and thanks so much for hitting 130 likes, which was the target. If we could do that again, that would be insane. But nonetheless, getting into practice now, where we had another R&D test to do, and we managed to complete it, and in fact had the front stability increased by 5%. I'm hoping that will help us come qualifying and the race. Without further ado, let's get out onto the racetrack for qualifying. Well, the light went green at the end of the pit lane, and the drivers were back at Hockenheim for the first time since 2012. And it was immediately evident that Pastor Maldonado and the Lotus team were once again slow. They were eliminated from Q1, Maldonado in 17th and Gutierrez in 18th, along with the usual suspects. Q2 saw a surprise elimination for Fernando Alonso in the Ferrari. The Spaniard just could not get to grips with the car, and also Nico Rosberg was showing his pace in the Mercedes. But there were the eliminated drivers, Kimi Raikkonen and Daniel Kvyat, along with Fernando Alonso and Roman Grosjean, and then Jean-Eric Vergne and Adrian Sutil. Q3 now, and it is time to really get into the action. And, well, the sun was out on Hockenheim, and now coming on board with Senna, who does a 16.1 through the first sector, going purple. And now, as you can see, Lewis Hamilton goes fastest with a 16.5, but Senna was nearly 5/10 up on that time. And now, as he comes through the Sud curve on the Hockenheim ring, and he's gone wide, and that has really compromised his lap. Senna is going to have to hobble back to the pits. But there is our current provisional pole sitter, Lewis Hamilton. As you can see, or you can see on the timing, he did take provisional pole. And now what can Sebastian Vettel do in the Red Bull? What's it going to be for him? It's P2 for the Red Bull driver, so great stuff for him at his home race. But Nico Rosberg, also his home race in the Mercedes, what can he do? He displaces Sebastian Vettel for P2, so good for him. But now riding on board with Senna, and it's towards the end of the session now, so you can see that the flag has dropped, and unfortunately we've got no time delta for the second sector, but it seems that Senna is now coming through the final corner. And what is it going to be? Is he going to be able to get pole? No! Oh, he just missed out, and it's P2 for the Brazilian. And while still without a pole since Austria, although he did get 2 in a row, that's now 2 races without a pole. And you can see that Nico Rosberg is down in 3rd, but it is Lewis Hamilton's day once again. Jenson Button once again disappointed with his 8th position. But there you can see Ayrton Senna will be lining up in 2nd place for tomorrow's German Grand Prix. And I'll see you guys on the grid.
Okay then, Ayrton, long race ahead today. Bide your time and take any opportunities you get. Best of luck, mate. Let's get a podium.
Well, this is it. 67 laps of the Hockenheim Ring await 22 drivers on the grid today. And we are lights out, and away we go for the German Grand Prix, riding on board with Senna, and he gets a terrible start. Valtteri Bottas has had a lightning start, makes the move down the inside, but can't make it stick into the Nord curve at turn 1, and Senna all of a sudden has a great run on Lewis Hamilton due to the AI's nature of being slow on the first lap of the Grand Prix. But Senna tucks in behind Hamilton and will maybe try and get his slipstream coming through turn 3 and turn 4, going up into rich mix, but Hamilton gets much better traction, as could be expected from the AI drivers. But now coming through Parabolica at turn 5 and towards the hairpin of turn 6. Is Senna going to get the move done? No. Oh, well, Hamilton is very, very slow under braking, so Senna will be making a mental note of that, even though it is only lap 1 of the Grand Prix. And moving up into standard, coming through turn 7. Is Senna going to make a move down into turn 8? No, he knocks it into lean. And it's, well, already you can see on lap 1 of this Grand Prix, there's a lot of changes of fuel mixture. And that could be a sign of times to come, because obviously this race, 67 laps, it's going to be a long, long race. And jumping on to lap 6, Senna is now, looks as if he may be within a second. Is he? Yes, he is. So for the first time in this Grand Prix, Senna is going to get DRS on Lewis Hamilton, and Rosberg a further 1.2 seconds behind. So not much really happened in the opening 5 laps, apart from Senna just trying to stick with Hamilton. And, you know, using maybe a little bit more fuel than he would have liked. But he's really got to try and stick with both of the Mercedes drivers. And as you can see, lap 6 of the Grand Prix, Senna set the fastest lap of the race. And coming on to lap 7 towards the hairpin of turn 6. This could be Senna's best chance to make a move on Hamilton. He makes it to the apex first and claims P1. A great move from the Brazilian, and he moves up into the lead of this German Grand Prix, putting it up into standard mix now, and he's maybe going to want to try and bolt from the Mercedes driver, although that has proved very, very difficult. And come lap 11, you can see the tyres are already worn, and the tyre wear is really kicking in early in this Grand Prix. Obviously, Senna was in the dirty air of Hamilton for quite a long time, and Lewis now makes the move on the Brazilian, and he's going to maybe want to make it stick into turn 6, which seems to be the main overtaking opportunity at this track. But Senna does manage to reclaim his P1, and well, no, Hamilton gets great drive towards turn 7, and in fact takes the lead of this Grand Prix. Rosberg also taking a look down the inside into turn 8. Hamilton makes the move stick, but Hülkenberg has in fact got past Nico Rosberg, so it's sort of been a successful lap for the Mercedes team. One of their drivers moving up and one of them moving down, however.
In this lap, box, 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 we'll go for the undercut on Lewis.
Well, the McLaren guys want Senna to try and get that undercut on Lewis Hamilton, which could prove crucial. And you can just see the tyres there are completely worn out, and he's -1 on fuel. So not been a successful couple of laps for the McLaren guys. But nonetheless, it's been a pretty successful stint coming out in P2. And where is he going to rejoin the racetrack? That is the question. It's going to be behind Daniel Ricciardo, but it looks as if he's got a good gap to Kimi Raikkonen. So Ricciardo's struggling in this race, nearly pit stop behind Senna and the McLaren guys. But anyway, moving now towards turn 2, 3 and 4. Once again, changing up the fuel mixture. And it's lap 15 before any of the AI cars have decided to pit. And you can see coming through turn 1 is Lewis Hamilton. He is, however, going to get the jump on Valtteri Bottas. But the Mercedes driver getting the jump on Senna. And he's not going to be happy with that, as he's now trying to make a move down the inside of Daniel Ricciardo, an audacious move, but Ricciardo's tyres just look as if they've given up. He's got nothing left to fight with, and Senna moves up into P3. I believe there's still Nico Rosberg to pit from the lead of this Grand Prix. It's going to be interesting to see where he feeds back in, but Hamilton not too far up the road, and that's crucial for Senna. Hamilton on the prime tyres, but Rosberg comes out on the option tyres, and Senna makes the move stick. Up to P2, team radio.
Rich mix if you need, Ayrton. We can get past Hamilton. Go on, mate.
And right on cue, Senna moves up into Rich Mix as the team gave him the go-ahead to do so. And now on the DRS, just 8/10 behind Hamilton. But that gap is closing and closing and closing as he moves down into turn 6, down the inside. A favourite overtaking opportunity for all of the drivers this weekend. And Senna makes the move stick, back up into the lead of the Grand Prix on lap 17. And this middle stint is going to be very, very difficult, especially to fend off Nico Rosberg, who is on the option tyres. So Senna is going to have his wing mirrors full for the rest of the stint, as Rosberg just gets superior traction. But Senna's going to maybe try and hang it round the outside into turn 11, and he does make the move round the outside. Lovely move from the Brazilian. And now coming into the Sachs curve, making the move stick, and now Nico Rosberg takes another bite at the cherry coming into turn 6, but Senna's going to try and counteract it down the inside and moves back up into P1, and once again fending off that Mercedes sort of charge against Senna. And, well, Nico Hülkenberg is in fact in 3rd position, and he's still hanging on in there, but Rosberg wants a little bit more than that, and he's trying to once again move up into the lead of this Grand Prix. Senna is having absolutely none of it, but coming down now into turn 7, Rosberg has got to move around the outside, sorry, got to run down the outside, but that doesn't materialise whatsoever. And coming on to lap 25 now, Rosberg's going to want to make this move stick as soon as he can, because it's really going to hurt his tyres, but Senna is not going to be complaining. But Hamilton gets a run also, coming on now lap 25 into turn 6. Senna's trying his best to move down the inside as he locked his brakes in fact into that corner, but it does indeed work, and he still somehow maintains the lead of this Grand Prix. I believe the charge won't stop there, and coming now down into turn 8, I believe, and now, as you can see, Rosberg, who's had better traction out of turn 10 all weekend, is once again going to get a run as Senna runs a little bit wide, and his tyres just seem to give up on him there as he locks both of his fronts, and that's both of the Mercedes drivers through even. And now as they come into the Sachs curve, Senna just doesn't seem to be able to get that traction. and he's really, really struggling already on these tyres. You can see that the two Mercedes drivers, they're gone. You know, they're not going to be seen for the rest of the race, it doesn't look like. And Nico Hülkenberg is even getting a run on the McLaren driver, and, well, that's going to be painful for Senna, because he knows that this race is slipping right away from his grasp.
To try and see out this stint, even if it seems painful, rewards will come later on in the race.
Well, the McLaren guys are just trying to sort of offer a few words of condolence almost to Senna, but he's going to try and stick out this stint, and well, like the McLaren guys said, he's going to hopefully reap the rewards later on in the Grand Prix. Come lap 30, Hülkenberg's passed and bolted, and the Mercedes guys, they're probably nearly starting lap 32. They'll be coming up to lap Senna soon, but nonetheless, Senna decides that lap 30, well, enough is enough, and the McLaren guys have in fact pulled him in, and is that Nico Hülkenberg also in the pit lane? I believe it is, because he went option. So I think the McLaren guys are maybe trying to cover that strategy, because if they left him out for any longer... he's in fact got the jump on Hülkenberg. I don't know how he's managed that. But yeah, as I was saying, you know, they're just trying to almost cover the drivers who have gone option, because they're going to absolutely bolt after that. But it's worked out a treat, because he's managed to somehow get the jump on Nico Hülkenberg in the pit phase. He's behind Valtteri Bottas at the moment, and makes the move down the inside. I believe Bottas has made 2 stops in the Grand Prix. I could be wrong. But anyway, come on to lap 32 now, and moving up into P4. Other drivers are starting to come into the pit lane now, and that P4 soon becomes P3 on the start of lap 34. And coming through turn 1, he just seems to be able to have the pace in this first sector, and it's proving crucial, especially on pit exit. But it's at Lewis Hamilton. We're now all the way onto lap 38, and Senna is up to P2 now. I think that's Hamilton's, it could be his 3rd stop of the afternoon. Yes, Senna is up into P2, and how on earth has he managed that? It must have been a great middle stint. But nonetheless, Hamilton is now making the move. I believe he's only made 2 stops in this Grand Prix, so he's now equal with Senna on stops. Senna runs very, very deep into turn 6, and Hamilton comes down the inside on the option tyres. And, well, that's to be expected on fresh rubber. Senna, who's gone option prime, is up against Hamilton, who's gone option, and I believe will go option on the final stint as well. So he's almost fighting a losing battle against those OP Mercedes. Hamilton bolts off into the distance, and come lap 52, those tyres are suicidally bad. As Vettel is even going around the outside now. He fancies a piece of the action. Is he going to make the move stick going down into turn 8, which is where the action seems to be happening, as well as down at the hairpin. This is where most of the action that we've seen has been, but we're all the way on lap 52 in this Grand Prix now. So yeah, the middle stint of the race really wasn't that exciting. But this is where the action really starts to brew up, and lap 54, enough is enough, and he's somehow managed to see out that stint on the prime tyres. So a 13 lap quick dash on the option tyres now, and he's all the way back in P6. Let's see what the team have got to say.
5 or 10 minutes until the rain is coming. We don't think it'll be too hard though, should be slicks until the end.
Yes, well, rain is on its way once again. Is that for the 3rd race in a row? And Senna quickly dispatches of a back marker, but he has got 13 laps to make up those positions that he's lost. P3 is definitely within his reach. Vettel, who's on a similar sort of mission to catch the 2 guys ahead of Senna and Vettel. One of them is Nico Hülkenberg, who is currently struggling on his prime tyres, and Vettel and Senna both dispatch of him going into turn 6. Senna has 2 laps of fuel to try and use up, and now as we come towards turn 8, he's going to maybe try and sort of burn it maybe in this phase of the race, and you can see that there are Vettel and Ricciardo running in tandem with each other almost. Vettel tries to make a move down the inside of Ricciardo. Senna said, thank you very much, I'll be having that, Sebastian, you're not having that move off Daniel Ricciardo. And Senna coolly goes up into 4th place with just 8 laps remaining in this Grand Prix. The rain is going to be on its way soon, and lap 60, you can see the rain droplets starting to fall on the screen now, and Senna decides enough is enough. He is up into rich mix on the DRS, and with that very, very quick engine that he's got in the back of the McLaren, moves up into P3 in this Grand Prix. Is that Sebastian Vettel who's taken off his front wing? He's gone into his teammate. It's like Turkey 2010 all over again. Team ready up.
Safety car, safety car.
Oh my word, wow, we've got a safety car. And as the rain starts to fall, it looks as if someone's been caught out by the conditions. They don't look too heavy at the moment, but I'm really not sure what happened. Anyway, once again, team radio.
Come in for Inters, we've got nothing to lose.
Well, the team are very, very bold on their strategy, and they say they've got nothing to lose. Well, that could be proven very, very wrong, but you can see that the tyres are in fact starting to cool down now. So the McLaren guys are like, you know what, let's come in and go on a quick 3-lap dash to the end on the intermediate tyres. The safety car's out. It's going to come in at the end of lap 66. So this could be absolutely amazing to the finish. As you can see, Senna losing 2 positions. But as we come out the pit lane now, it is evident that it is definitely intermediate conditions. Senna is going to be rubbing his hands with glee and thinking, thank you so much for pulling me in. And if you guys don't know, the AI don't come into the pits on the last 3 laps of the Grand Prix. And that could actually prove crucial, because none of the leading cars are going to be coming into the pit lane. And so now we are under green flag conditions. There's 1 lap left in this Grand Prix. And let's see what Senna can do about it. Does a 1:36.1, but that doesn't matter as we come through turn 1 now. Nico Hülkenberg, it is impossible in these conditions to keep on the track. And wow, this could be amazing. And there's Daniel Ricciardo. And is that a Aeterno behind him? He's in fact on the wet tyres. How do you feel, Daniel Ricciardo? You're being unlapped by a Aeterno, who in fact even backs out of it. But Senna dispatches of Ricciardo, and the question is, how far up the road are the Mercedes drivers? He goes into lean because he wants to try and save it. There they are in tandem, and it's Rosberg followed by Hamilton, but they just can't get the power down. Surely Senna is going to be able to get the win in this race. Who'd have thought it just a few laps ago? And they just cannot drive whatsoever. Hamilton just can't get the power down. Senna's going to make the move down the inside. He nearly runs into the back of Hamilton, but Rosberg just cannot put up a fight, and Senna moves up into the lead. We're now down to 18 runners in the Grand Prix. The conditions, which are pretty much full wet conditions now, are seeing the AI on the slick tyres, and Senna has already built up a 2-second lead over the rest of the field. And as he comes through the Sachs curve and towards the Sud curve, it looks as if this is a foregone conclusion. And who'd have thought it, guys? Senna is going to come round the final 2 corners of the circuit, and he is going to take his first victory of the season, his first victory of this career mode. And wow, what a race. I can't believe it. I don't know who can believe it. And as we play the Ayrton Senna theme song in the background, oh my god, I need to catch my breath, because that was 17.5 minutes of pure action. And at the end of it, all that we see is that Ayrton Senna has finally won a race. It's taken half a season, but boy was it worth it. And what a race. As you can see, Senna takes the win, and oh my word, from Nico Rosberg by nearly 7 seconds, and he only overtook him with half a lap to go. Lewis Hamilton makes up the final podium position, and you can see there we had a couple of DNFs in the points, and it was madness on those final couple of laps. Vettel DNFs, Byrne DNFs, and I believe Hülkenberg and Bottas, I think it was, also DNF, but they got points somehow. And oh my word, that was a crazy German Grand Prix. I tell you what, guys, if that doesn't deserve a like, I don't know what does. I really, really did enjoy recording that race, and it's just pretty amazing to finally see Senna reaping his rewards. And there you can see he's just 26 points off Nico Rosberg, who's currently leading this World Championship. So we're halfway through now. Well, Lewis Hamilton is definitely lurking as we go into Spa, which is the next round of the championship. But nonetheless, we go on to the constructors' standings now, and McLaren are in a pretty solid second place. I mean, they're not going to catch Mercedes, but oh my word, that could not have done one bit of harm to the McLaren team. And as you can see, we go on to the podium celebrations now. Ayrton Senna is a race winner this season, and I don't think he can quite believe it, to be honest. He takes off his visor and celebrates to the crowd and jumps down, and you can see there he is absolutely ecstatic. Nico Rosberg, the great sport that he is, congratulating Senna on the victory. But I hope you guys can join me next time, where we will be at Spa-Francorchamps for the Belgian Grand Prix. Make sure you leave a like, guys, if you haven't already, and subscribe for some more F1 2014 content. But I'll see you guys in Belgium. Bye-bye.